What's up, fam, and welcome to episode 12.
This is gonna be fun.
We're gonna do something a little bit different this time because our producer slash editor slash director slash
everything
slash daughter, hello,
the most important thing
had given us some other ideas, and we're gonna just kind of go with the flow. And what did you say today? I'm gonna go off the dome.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go off the dome because you guys usually have notes.
Yes.
But this one you can't really take notes for because you don't even know what they are.
Correct. And so do you want to tell the audience what we're going to do, Gianna?
Okay, we're going to be reading Reddit stories.
and reacting.
And, yeah. But you guys are going to... Well, I've skimmed them. I didn't read them fully. Mm-hmm. But I've read a couple of them. So my reaction is just going to be as...
fresh as us.
As fresh as you guys. So
are a lot of these like couple related? So are they random?
There's some that are couples, some that are more family related. So I try to not pick any that are like my sister, my brother, I don't even know. But a lot of them are just like stuff that you guys can react to, like that you can comment on.
All right, well, give us the first one.
Well, okay. I love the way this one even starts.
What, the saver versus the spender?
Nope, the first sentence.
Oh, I love my husband.
Ta-da!
Okay, I'm going to try and read this, but this is probably going to be the one and only one if I don't do good. So, here we go. I love my husband, but his spending habits make me sick.
What?
I had always known he is the spender and I am the saver, but I felt with time he'd learn and I'd also get to learn from him. But honestly, his learning is taking longer than I expected. Mm-hmm. Last month, he convinced me we needed a proper entertainment upgrade for our house in, I'm not going to say where.
Peckham.
Okay, or say it. That was not the first time. He'd come up with really crazy ideas that makes me wonder what goes on in his head daily. If we are not buying two dogs just so one would not be lonely. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
I came back home. Okay, wow, I just missed the whole... I don't even remember where I was at. We are going on some crazy, horrific ride to tick off some boxes on his bucket list. This month, he claimed he found the perfect entertainment for our house, and he'd order it off Alibaba. Wow, that's crazy. He never agreed to tell me what exactly it was. I came back home yesterday to see a vibrating neon lit bingo cage, obviously designed for industrial sized retirement homes or something.
Yes.
I honestly did not have words. I just stared at him and kept thinking of how much the cheap price actually was. Low-key, I love that he brings the fun side of me, but this money part literally makes me sick. I need him to cut down on his expenses or at least buy reasonable stuff. The good thing is he actually works his off to make the money, but still I need him to cut it down.
All right, so he makes the money to spend, so he figures, hey, if I want to set up a bingo, why are you changing it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it mattered.
Yeah, well, we wanna feed off it.
Okay.
If he makes the money to buy it, then he feels like, what the heck? If I want to set up my house as a retirement home bingo game, because that's what that is, right? Maybe a big twirly thing.
Yeah, I think that's what, because she said it was for a retirement home.
Yeah, it's one of those those big bingo. B13.
First of all, I think that's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard.
Well, before you judge.
No, I'm not judging. Maybe I am.
How many?
Stupid.
I'm not judging, but maybe I am.
I think we need to add a little bit more context. Like, is it just you and I bought a big bingo, or do we have kids, or do we have...
No, that's what I was saying. Like, are you the couple that has frequent game nights and you're thinking of new innovative ways to bring games into the home and making it more fun for your guests. I mean, I think I would have to need more in order to talk about that. But first of all, I just think the whole thing is, I don't know.
So
I think
saver versus spender. Let's dissect it then. What about the dog needing 2 dogs so that one dog is not lonely?
I concur with that.
So you're on his side with that, but not on his side with the bingo machine.
Okay, well, I think nobody needs a big bingo machine unless you're in an old home. I don't understand why this is even a debate. Nobody needs one. Just come up with how about in a bowl? You could just put it in a bowl and just figure it out from there. You can get creative with cheap things. Go to the dollar store, grab a big bowl, put the balls in them.
I mean, come on. Think of Let's Change and how many games we have at the store for like $3.
Well, but I'm not really thinking about like finding a game. If bingo was already an option, because listen, you have to already be playing the game to commit to buying a bigger, ginormous industrial bingo-sized thing. Nobody just goes off the dome and goes, you know what? I think I should get a big bingo thing. Like, nobody does that.
Well, and I think what it says right here, too, is it says, he convinced me we needed a proper entertainment upgrade.
Which means there was already entertainment going on.
Yeah, but to me, that means, are we getting a bigger TV?
I was thinking, okay, maybe a movie room. Like, maybe that's what it meant.
Yeah.
A bingo? Why do we need that?
I would have been so mad. Garbage. To the garbage it goes. Next.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think if we're going to stick to the whole spender versus saver, you're always going to find that. My husband tried before we even got started here and said, you're the spender, I'm the saver. But that is not the truth. We're both spenders and we're both savers at the same time.
Okay, you can't pull that though.
Why?
You can't pull that. You gotta be one or the other. So as someone on the outside looking in, you guys are spenders. And you know what? That's okay because you raised a spender.
That's so bad.
But I will say, I think to be on the safe side, well, not on the safe side, Mommy, you set me up to become a saver, even though I am a spender, because of all the stuff that you made me do. And Papi as well, he's really good at like organizing money, which I think is a good thing. So I think you guys have your saver tendencies, but because you guys...
So, for the record, I'm the budget guy. I'm the one that took us from a little 2-bedroom apartment in Mount Prospect with my spreadsheets. Displaying. Yeah, two. No, I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about Mount Prospect, when Gianna was first born. I took us from there to... ta-da! Big house with a studio in the basement. Spreadsheets, making sure that all the bills were paid on time, making sure that we focused on our credit scores, right? Am I wrong or no? When we moved in here, we sat the kids down and we showed them how much the mortgage was. Remember that? On the big screen TV. Like, look, on the big screen TV.
On the big entertainment upgrade.
On the big screen TV, to make sure that they realize that this is not only an investment, but that it's a costly investment that everybody's going to have to do their part. So I agree that we're both spenders and savers, but be honest, I have freed you from the shackles of actually following along the money that's coming in and that's coming up. Be honest.
Why are you so close to the camera?
Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
Say that again. Say that again.
No,
I have
go to the next
you
one.
from the shackles of being to have to worry about that. Come on, look at that. See, that's what you.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
Wow, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. Let's get to one about how your wife is. Beep.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's do. What do you guys want to do? You guys can see it. Mommy, you're gonna read now.
Okay. My daughter just cried, begging me to listen to her. Hello, I'm a 65-year-old widowed father of 2. My older daughter is a 20-year-old and my younger daughter is 19. Since they lost their mother at 14 and 15 years old, my youngest daughter has faced severe mental illness challenges. My oldest daughter obviously faced some depression around it, but she's mostly remained fine. She's been a large help to her sister as well. She's always explained to me what triggers her and makes her happy, what to say, what not to say. And when the older one, fights, the younger one is willing the older one is willing to hear us both out. It's a large help, and some are quite close, but we spend a lot of time together, but we fight sometimes. The older one keeps to herself a lot more, but is the most level-headed person that I know. Yesterday, the younger one and I were watching TV, and when I mentioned our money situation, as she has asked to borrow some money at the moment, unemployed because of mental health reasons, she got upset with me for mentioning it. When the older one got home, I told her about what happened, and she blew up. I told you not to mention the money situation to her a million times as it stresses her out. Why don't you ever listen to me? You always bring these things up again once I've told you not to do it. Do you just not care? Is what she said from my memory. I said that, yes, I do care, but she asked me for money. The oldest said, please, you're her dad, and every time you guys fight, I'm put in the middle. I'm always telling you what to avoid saying, and you always do it again. She storms upstairs. Sometime later, she came back down crying and made me send the younger one a text and reiterated that she's not tired of the younger one's mental health problems. And
she is tired.
That she is tired of the younger one's mental health problems and of my inability to listen to what she tells me, and will set her what she tells me will set her sister off. What do I even do now?
And this is from the father.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a 65-year-old widowed father of two.
So he needs to make sure that his daughter is on a regular rhythm with someone that can help her with her mental issues. Now, obviously, we can get very spiritual on this, but that's not where we're going with it, right? Or are we?
I mean, we can.
Okay, because for me is, there has to be, prayer and, writing down what's causing the anxiety and putting those things on the altar. I mean, spiritually, that's what I would do, right? Mm-hmm. We got to renew our minds. Whatever it is, you lost. I mean, we were in a stint here where we were losing people left and right too, right? And so we know what this is like, and we realized, the good thing is that the majority of them were believers, so we know that we'll see them on the other end. That's another thing that doesn't include this in this story that we just read, right? That there's the hope of glory. So there's a lot of different factors, but in the world, if I was treating this as a worldly person, right, make sure that my daughter's getting her counseling that she needs, whether, again, spiritually or, professionally. Make sure that she's getting the counseling. Or both, right, or both. And then secondly is not putting the stress on the older daughter. She should be living her own life. She should be striving. The older daughter, she should be living her own life. She should be striving to do what she needs to do. The younger daughter is on me because I'm the father. I think that's what sometimes, like, I don't know if you remember this back in the days when people used to say, "Oh, I would go to the women's retreat, but I don't have anybody to stay with the kids." Like, but you're married, mm-hmm. right? But you're married. How come your husband? I need to get a babysitter for the kids. Like, but your husband lives in the house with you, right? And so it is actually a thing where sometimes husbands feel like, the raising of the children, especially if they're female, goes to the mother. But that is not true at all. As a matter of fact, we should be the pillars in the house as the father, understanding and really finding a way that to add value to our kids' lives. And so, again, for me is make sure that she's getting her needs covered, the younger daughter's needs covered mentally. Second is that his older daughter is able to live her life without the weightiness of having to watch out for her sister.
And I think it's so easy for the father to, because the daughters are 20 and 19 now, which means that their mother's been gone for 4 or 5 years. So, again, it's not a very long time that they've lost their mother.
Right.
So my question also would be, we're in this place right now where we find value in learning and growing, not staying in the same place that we're in. And, loss does that to us. Grieving keeps us, in a place of holding on to the people that we love, because
Stagnation.
because we don't know like where to put that. And we just kind of, lose track of time in that. My question would be for the father, what kind of help is he seeking to get counsel for how to lead, two daughters nonetheless? It's not like it's two sons. Sometimes it's easier to kind of relate if you're a father and you have two sons, but here's a father that, I don't know if they were close to their mother or whatever. And so he's kind of like struggling and leaning onto the older one. So, my thing would be, what are you doing to also educate yourself and, help in your own healing process with your own grief? Because if you don't do that, then it's easy for you to lean into somebody else and cause a lot more damage, because it looks like he's not listening to her. That's what she said. So the older daughter is not feeling heard. And, and we're damaging things with the younger daughter because we keep bringing things up. Like, and I'm sure, because it's not said here, but I'm sure he's saying like, okay, well, I get it, but you got to get a job. You got to like move on with life. You got to, and, sometimes it's not what we say, but it's how we say it. So, again, all the way around when it comes to grief, don't toy with that. Losing a person is detrimental, and you should always go to seek, the proper counsel. And in our case, it was always Christian counsel. So yeah, that's where I would go with that one.
Yeah. I don't think I have too much more to add except that it's sad, right? It's a sad situation to have one of the pillars of the home just not be there. I couldn't imagine what that feels like. So I could empathize, put myself in his shoes, and know that it's tough. It's tough, and sometimes, again, as men, we have a different sensitivity to things. So where I would say something that you might be sensitive to you or make you feel a certain kind of way, I would think like, why you're so mad about that, right? Mm-hmm. And so, again, it's like you said, since it's a male and he's got two young female daughters, he'll need some additional counseling or coaching to help him get through that piece.
Yeah, I mean, in a world that we live in today, where people, parents and children have this thing now, what is it called? Where no contact. It's really easy for adult children to just be like, you know what, you're not meeting my needs. I'm going to have no contact, and they literally do not talk to their parents for years at a time.
Okay,
it's like a thing.
Well, let's give context. No contact is like when not just because they are not meeting their needs, but it's like more of a detriment, like someone who's abused, someone who was taken advantage of. Like, those are the reasons why people go no contact.
I watched a couple videos where it was both sides, but there was a son and mother situation, and it was very much like this. My mother doesn't listen to me. She always wants to impart her she says that it's her wisdom, but she always has something to say. She doesn't hear a word that I say. And so they went no contact, and he has not spoken to her in 4 years because of that.
We don't know the depths of that. So again, no contact. I understand like some people could take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
But I also think that people do it for a reason. Like,
well, yes, of course. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to get there. Right. If you allow some professional intervention to come in so that you can learn how to be better and do better, so that you don't have to run into that situation. So I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, in a culture that we live in today where it's so easy for us to be like, you know what, forget it, I'm not talking to you anymore, and not having any help in the in-between, then it's sad to see families, breaking up that way. You're right, we don't know the story, but
I can see it being taken advantage of. Like, you know what? I'm done with you.
Yeah. But it could be easily fixed if you allow people to come in and try to help redirect, right? What's next?
Okay. Let's Let's see. This one's really short. Do we want to do this one? Hold on, let me see how long it is. It's not that long.
Okay, so am I the blub blub for distance?
Am I the booty hole?
Oh my gosh. For distancing my baby and I from my fiance's family after how they treated
that
me.
Means?
Am I the a-hole? Yeah.
Oh.
But it doesn't spell it out. So when my baby was first born, we're living with my fiance's family, and I set some basic boundaries around my baby. Things like give us space, respect routines, not constantly expecting access, no kissing the baby. And the family told us those boundaries were BS or new generation rules. While we lived there, if we didn't bring the baby into the living room every day, his mom would slam doors and cabinets and ignore us. And we would just, when we tried to talk to her, it created a really tense and uncomfortable environment, especially as a new mom. We eventually decided to move out because it was just unhealthy for us to stay there. When we left, his family completely blew up at us, saying that we were blindsided. And then they said that we didn't understand why I don't trust them with our baby. They accused me of being the only one making the decision and claim my fiance has no say-so in our relationship, is basically a hostage situation. Wow. They also said it's sad that his family isn't a priority anymore. Since then, they've made multiple comments to my fiance telling him that he doesn't have to feel trapped and that he could still be able to see our baby if he let me. They'd also used my anxiety against me and told me I'm making things up in my head. They don't reach out to me at all, not to see the baby, not to fix anything, nothing. I've even invited them to come over to see the baby, but they won't. The only reason we still go over sometimes is because I feel bad and I don't want to cause any more tension. Recently, we visited, and when they tried to hold our baby, the baby cried. Baby is pretty clingy to me and shy with people they don't see often. They got upset and said it's our fault that the baby doesn't know them because we don't come over enough. So now I'm wondering, am I the a-hole for distancing myself and my baby from them, even if it means the baby doesn't really know that side of the family? That one says yes. Yes, you are. Your child and extended family will pay the price.
I don't think that they are.
I'm. Why are you smirking like that?
You think that they are?
You know what? Yeah, I do. I do think that they are. I do think that.
I say no, because here's the thing: as the parent, it is, and that being our child. It is our responsibility to set boundaries. Boundaries are okay. Boundaries are healthy. And if I don't want, if my baby's really small, if I don't want you kissing and bringing germs and doing all that kind of stuff, they should respect that.
So you would do that to grandma? You would do that to your mom?
No, because
you would do that to your dad?
No, I don't think my family ever pushed that envelope.
Okay, but if they wanted to be around Gianna all the time, you would stop them.
I don't think it's a matter of being around. I think the issue was the fact that they set the boundaries of we don't really want people kissing the baby. We don't like to give them their space. For them to be I think the fact that they were upset by the boundaries was the issue, not that there were boundaries.
Yeah, because it says that they were not respecting boundaries.
They were living in their house.
Right, but if we're living in the house, we lived with my dad, but we still set boundaries
Well, he set boundaries.
Well, but we did too, though. We're gonna clean, or we're gonna cook, or we're gonna this, that, and the other.
Those are not boundaries. Boundaries are things that keep you from doing other. That's a boundary.
Well, I'm saying we set expectation.
That's different.
Okay, so
look what this says. Things like giving us space, even though you're living in my house. Respecting routines, even though you're living in my house. Not constantly expecting access, even though you're living in my house. Not kissing the baby, even though you're living in my house. So you're telling me you're living in my house, but I can't see the baby when I want, even though he's right in the next room. I can't kiss my grandchild, and I have to ask permission so that I can take put a pool in the backyard and have my grandchild play in the pool. I mean, come on, this is family. It is family. And can I tell you why I'm saying this? Because I wish I could have been closer to my family. I wish that, my Aunt Millie was on the other side of town while my whole family was growing up on the other side of the park. So I was the baby that was set all these boundaries around, not by my Aunt Millie, but just by the simple fact that it was just me. See what I mean? So I think that's the difference between my family and your family, because you guys grew up, 3 of you, 4 of you, right? 4 of you in a house. So that's different. But I think that's a problem. And I agree with the person at the bottom that says, yes, you are the A blank.
I think if there is, expectation set and there's like a mutual agreement, and it's not overstepped. Like, here's an example. I think I was watching an episode of Blackish, and the wife told the mother-in-law, "Hey, this is the feeding schedule."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Right? This is the feeding schedule, and I want the baby to only drink breast milk. And what happened was the baby was crying and crying and crying, so the mother-in-law took it upon herself and gave the baby formula, something that she never wanted to start the baby off. Overstepping a boundary. So you're setting a boundary, and because you feel like you're the grandmother, and back in my day when when things like this were happening, you just have to pivot. Well, but no, that my boundary and my expectation was I needed you to do this, and you overstepped, and it caused like a really big ruckus.
You're using a comedy skit, which Blackish is a comedy show.
No, I'm using an example.
Okay. So the possibility that the child is hungry and there is no breast milk in the house, right? Especially if you said...
No, there was plenty of breast milk in the house. Frozen.
Oh, and she just...
Oh, and she just did it anyways.
But it was frozen.
It doesn't matter. There's technology today that you put it in a thing and it'll heat it up and you put it in a bottle.
All right. Okay.
It was available, but she chose to make
well, that's totally different.
Well, I think that's what she's saying though too.
No, this is so vague that it doesn't say that anyway.
Okay, hold on. Okay, the whole point... Okay. Wow. I didn't think... Okay.
Oh, this is good.
Okay, so, I think I agree with, like, they're in their house. So I understand, like, not being able to see the baby. The no kissing thing, I fully agree with. I think that especially as a newborn, that's so risky. Like,
COVID.
Especially as a newborn. Like, you don't know, like, what type of diseases or whatever is going around. So kissing is, like, a no-no. Like, it depends on the age. But this says... I don't actually know what it says. It doesn't say newborn, but I agree with that boundary. But like not seeing the baby is a little crazy, a little kooky dookie. Okay, now, however, hold on.
Put it down. While we lived there, if we didn't bring the baby out to the living room every day, his mom would slam the doors. They wanted just to see the baby, so she couldn't even see the baby.
Hold on. So then here's my issue. The fact that they got so butthurt over that they didn't even want to see the baby afterwards, that's now their problem. They created that to where it's like, okay, we'll forgive you, so now let's see the baby. But they didn't even want to, like, see the baby after that. So now it's on them, because she said that we've gone there multiple times, and I've tried to, like, redeem myself, whatever, but they won't even budge.
Where does it say that?
It says, they don't reach out to me at all, not to see the baby, not to fix anything, nothing. I've even invited them to come over and see the baby, but they won't. The only reason why we go over there sometimes is because I feel bad and I don't want to cause more tension. Recently we vibed and they tried to hold the baby cried, whatever, that part. But this whole section right here, that was her trying to fix the issue.
Right, but go up. Here's what I want to point out though too. It says that
where?
Hold on. So when we didn't bring out the baby to the living room, his mom would slam doors and cabinet and ignore us.
She was mad.
So she was mad, but come on, babe. We talked to a lot of people like about communication. Yeah. How much would it take to knock on the door and be like, "Hey, can I give you guys some time to where maybe you guys can go out for dinner or whatever. Let me take the baby." We don't know if any of that's going on, but instead she's talking about slamming doors and cabinets and ignoring. That seems very immature, very childlike. And I would not want my baby around that if you're going to act that way. Sorry. Just saying.
I guess since you guys grew up with a whole family.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I did not.
See, you know what though? I knew Poppy was going to compare this to his family.
But what am I doing here?
No. I know, but that's why I'm saying that. That's why you have a different.
I'm giving my perspective,
and I know, and that's why I said that.
I wish I could have had somebody fighting over wanting to hang out with me. So yeah. I mean, I absolutely get it, and I appreciate a grandmother that wants to be around her grandkids and do whatever I can.
Even though your dad says, I have a lot of issues with grandparents.
Yeah, but I can't wait to be one so that I can do what I talk about. I don't like that they do, so.
All right. What's the next one? And this will be the last one.
Okay, I think we can do this one. This one,
Okay.
Ooh, it's a little long, but I think we can do it.
Okay, my son is living alone and I'm not sure what to do about it.
You don't have to, don't read this part. Just move on.
Okay, my son's been living alone on the other side of the country for the past 3 years or so. He doesn't seem to go out other than work and grocery shopping, and he doesn't seem to make an effort to make an in-person or friends or find a partner of any kind. I know quite a bit about him because thankfully he keeps open contact with me and other immediate family members, so he's trying not to detach himself.
He isn't trying to detach himself.
That's what I said. He's not trying to detach himself, but although it's always us who's in contact with him, I worry that he wouldn't even make an effort to us.
Sounds familiar.
I try to talk to him every single day and make sure he's okay because I'm worried. He's my one and only son, and I'm not sure really what to do at this stage in my life. I can't stop talking about him with my husband. It almost feels like he's still living with us and still at the forefront of our minds. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be. I don't know. My son is quite smart and successful and helps push the worries off. That helps push the worries off me a little. He has a decent apartment and makes solid income as a single person, and especially at his age, which I'm beyond proud of. But at the same time, he's still not. He still seems to not be very active in doing things in life. I know his life quite well due to how minimal it is, but I try to summarize what I think his schedule is. Wake up, work, groceries, come home, TV, video games, sleep. I've seen his place as well, and it might as well still be an empty, basic model home than anything else. He tells me he doesn't really talk to many people online and gets really and gets really much of his social energy from me and his father and work, even if it's not real, however he pushes it. He puts it, sorry. He doesn't seem depressed or angry or anything like that, but I can't help but worry about his future. What happens if he gets to my age and hasn't done much for himself? I worry too much, and I hope he does okay. He has a stable income, a fine place, and all the groundwork for a good life. Why isn't he doing much more about it? I apologize for the ramble. This is my first Reddit post, and it's late. Yeah.
Read the TLDR.
Okay. My son...
Oh, wait, no. You don't have to read that. Never mind, because we just read that whole thing. It's just summarizing it.
Yeah. Maybe I should have just read that.
It's fine.
Anyways,
whatever.
You know, I'm tossed in the middle on this one, but I want to hear what my husband has to say.
Take a chill, Mom.
Yeah. I was going to say that.
Take a chill, Mom. Take a chill. If he's playing video games, there's certainly a network of people that he's playing video games. No one plays video games by themselves anymore. I'm sure there's a network of people that he's interacting with. He probably, one of two things is happening. He's probably this very promiscuous man that doesn't want his mom, to know that he's having random sex with women, or he's gay and he really doesn't want his family to know that he's gay.
Wow.
I mean, there's something behind the curtain, right? And it's not Oz, right? There's something behind the curtain. And it's not Oz. He's successful. He has a nice home. He makes good money. It doesn't say if he's good looking or not, but, we have to assume that, he's not a monster. So.
Can I just say something that was like a huge, green flag to me in this whole scenario?
What?
He's 25 years old. He's still a kid. He's still growing into himself. I mean, come on. My husband really didn't grow up until he was like well into his 30s. So, I mean, and it's statistically known that men don't really start to grow up and grow into their brains until after 25 anyway. So he's living his best life.
I think I agree with Bobby a lot on this one. Like, I wouldn't want to tell you guys every bits and details of my life if I wasn't like proud of it, even like that part.
Yeah.
But like even if I was trying to keep like privacy, like I don't think I would like. I think that she's just pulling a little bit of a boy mom and just like, he's my baby, like I just can't live without him. Like that's just what she's kind of giving.
That's my beautiful boy, that's why.
That's my beautiful boy, that's why. Yeah, it's just kind of like even that, don't be a stereotypical boy mom.
Or a helicopter mom. It sounds like she just needs to be.
No. There's a difference.
Yeah,
between a helicopter parent and a boy mom.
A helicopter would know what's going on because a helicopter parent is always around.
Well, a helicopter parent is like you guys. You guys are like helicopter parents. That's not a bad thing.
With
but you guys are always around. Well, yeah, because I live in the house. But you guys are like always around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are always around. You guys always know what I'm doing. Do you know why you guys always know what I'm doing? Because you have my location. So that's not a bad thing. And even when I was younger, you guys were still helicopter parents. Which, again, is fine. It's not an issue. But a boy mom, that's a different level of love, I guess. It gets very weird. It gets very too personal. Like, yeah, I think that's what that's giving for me, I think.
Yeah, just let him be, Mom. I think he'll be fine. Do we got this person's lopsided report?
No. We can't say their names.
Okay.
We can't.
Okay. So anyway, Mom, if this is you,
this has to stay anonymous.
Yeah, if this is you, Mom, just take a chill pill. He'll be fine. Again, he's got something going on that he doesn't want you to know about, but it's not detrimental. She said he's living a good life.
I mean, and the reality is he's an adult. And so we got to get to the place. You know what? And it's funny because I was listening to somebody's conversation the other day. I don't remember where I was at.
Look, go back down a little bit. Go ahead, babe. Stay right there. Go ahead.
He said, she said, man, I'm really at this stage right now where I thought that like the adolescent age was really hard, but I'm finding that, you know, parenting my adult child has become even harder. And I think it's because of these things that we refuse to let go. We want to know what they're doing. We want to know, you know, if you have a significant other and kids and all this other stuff, but why rush the process? He's 25 years old. He doesn't need, you know, to rush anything right now. Let him live his life. If he's got a good job, if he's got a place, he's not relying on you. He's not asking you for money. I mean, what's the big deal?
This guy right here says, I mean, I sound kind of like your son, and I'm 38 years old. So, you know, like take some comfort.
But he says, I'm not 100% sure what you're worried about. He's living his life the way he wants to. How he decorated his home and chooses to spend his free time is up to him. Yeah. That is true. He is an adult.
Yeah.
And I know we love our children and we want what's best for them. And, you know, I pray for my daughter's husband. And if you're out there.
Stop. That's so weird. Let's move on. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways, her phone number is
no.
847. Just kidding.
Well, wow, that was crazy, guys.
Well, we care about you.
Okay, and I'm glad you care about me, but let me do that work.
Amen.
Gosh.
Oh
my goodness. I'll let you know when you guys can do a planned marriage.
A planned marriage? You mean
arranged
marriage?
No, there will be no arranged marriage.
No. The Lord is preparing your husband, my friend.
Yeah,
okay. Are we doing one more?
I think we can do one more. There's this really short one right here.
Okay. My husband wants to move, but my mom is sick. Our house is falling apart. My husband recently found a home for sale that's 30 minutes away from my mom and brother. They're both sick and disabled. We have no other family to help. My mom has bad heart episodes when they call me. I have to rush to her and try to help her and get her to the hospital. I mentioned to my mom about my husband buying another home because our house is falling apart. Oh, like it's literally falling apart. She said, what about me if I have a spell with my heart and we need you real fast? I mentioned to him what she said, and he said it was not fair and we need a new house and that that's what we're supposed to do. And he said that they can call the ambulance, and I'm stuck in the middle. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Any advice? I mean...
No. Get a bigger house with enough space for at least your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Get a bigger house.
That would be,
especially if she's sick. Call an ambulance. Can you imagine if I was to say that to you? What do you mean? Just call an ambulance. Like, no.
First of all, an ambulance costs like
Oh, who cares the
googads
cost?
of money.
Who cares the cost? It's more than likely going to be on the mother-in-law anyways.
Right.
And if she's whatever's going on, she's probably got to have some insurance, or God forbid, she's going to die anyway. So you understand? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it that way. You know what? I just said that you move her in with us.
Yeah.
So I'm not being insensitive. Who cares about the payment of the ambulance is really what I'm saying, right?
Well, this person says, you should move with your husband. They need to learn to accept and use help the way that they can. What if you have children? What if, God forbid, you became disabled?
I think that...
So if you become disabled, your children are going to kick you out then?
Well,
Because that's
okay.
what you did to your mom.
My question is the financial... Like if they are moving, right? What if they don't have enough space? Like, they obviously need to move because they said that their house is falling apart.
Yes.
Ours is falling apart. So they need the other house. 30 minutes away is pretty crazy because that's going to work for me, and I don't even like doing that drive. So I think that, that we don't know if that's plus traffic, minus traffic.
Right,
so that's pretty far. I don't think I would ever move just because that's my mom. Hello, but I don't know. I don't even know how.
Well,
to
it's
help
not
her
just
in
the
this
mom;
situation.
it's the mom and brother. They're both sick and disabled. So to me, I would say let's find a remedy to see how we can move mom and brother in with us and find like a 3-flat or something so that you have direct access. I do agree that, you still have to, live your life and that kind of stuff, but it's a touchy situation, but the reality is if we're going to preach what we preach and live by what we preach, when two become one, they leave their father and their mother. And so you have to get to a point where you do either have to figure out a remedy and move them in, or you just have to trust God with them and figure out, do they have to get into some type of assisted living? Do we, so that you can have the comfort that you need to know that your loved ones are being cared for, because again, to have the pressure of knowing that you're the all, be all, end all, be all, that's a lot of pressure to have to carry into your everyday life. That, if you're working or if you're with your baby and you have to drop whatever you're doing and go and cater to your mom, that's really hard. I wouldn't expect that for my kids.
Yeah, but that's where communication and planning comes in.
Yeah, of course.
That's where communication and planning comes in.
Yeah. So, look at finances. Perhaps the mom and brother have, finances, and it actually helps in your situation. What?
Sorry, this just escalated. I'm reading the comments. The person is putting their comment in, or the OP, because that's what it's called. Sometimes I feel so overwhelmed. I go over there almost every day. I help with some of their chores, doctor's appointments. My mom can only walk a short distance, and my brother can't lift. I'm their only help. My mom said now she knows how my husband feels about her, meaning the drive, whatever. I've understood before now about home health nurse. Once they come into your home, they can take over.
Correct.
Then this person responds, honestly, after reading your comments, if I was your husband, I would want to move you far, far away from them. They're refusing help available for them and asking you to center your life around them. This is unhealthy. And now she's trying to drive a wedge between you and your husband because he wants to improve your living situation. I think your mother is overbearing, abusive, and trying to control your life.
This guy does not have a heart, whoever wrote that.
Look, that's not the first person. That's a fairly manipulative way for your mother to approach this. I'm sorry you're in this position. I've heard lots of people with this fear of home health taking over, but I've had nothing but incredible experiences with them.
That's what I'm saying. There are resources out there that people can come in and to help you in the interim while you can't be there, so that you don't have to take all the pressure.
But I think the issue is that her mom doesn't want to do that.
Well, that's a problem. That is selfish.
That
and
yes, that's what it was saying.
That is selfish and that is manipulative. Yeah. It says
Where does it say that? Where does it say that she doesn't want the help?
Go up, Gianna. Up.
It doesn't say it in here. When she commented, sometimes I feel so overwhelmed. I've understood before now about health. Once they said no. Okay.
Well, she doesn't really respond to say that her mom only wants her help. Now, I know that it's probably more comfortable to have your daughter there versus a stranger coming into your home. But again, communication. Let's talk about our options. Let's talk about the plans. Let's talk about what we can do so that we're both, being able to live our lives, freely. That's it.
I think you do the best that you can, but just leave no regrets.
Yeah. No regrets. All right. Well, thanks for this, Gianna. This is a little.
This is cool. We should do this every once in a while for sure.
Little change of pace.
Yeah, I even have more, so I'll save
All right.
those.
All right.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining us, y'all. We hope you enjoyed our time of randomness with Reddit. Have a great
Randomness with Reddit. That's what it's gonna be
Wow,
called.
that's crazy.
have a great day. We'll talk to you. We'll see you soon.